Hello, everyone, and welcome to Learn a Trade. I am Kevin Tate, and today I will be working on a Ultra 2, a Bunn Ultra 2, which was having some problems leaking from one of the hoppers, and it has some other problems also. So I had to kind of adjust this camera so that you could get a decent look of the machine itself, but I'm going to try to get the camera a little closer in as I go on. But I'm just going to go through right now and just explain some of the steps that I'm taking as far as troubleshooting. They had a leak on the right side of this unit, on the right side hopper. But when I got here, I noticed an error message that said a bad sensor on the left hand hopper. So I'm gonna turn this unit around so that I can check the motors out, take the motors out, and check out the drive shafts, because the drive shafts and the motor have a pin on each of them that the sensors detect. So if one of those pins are broken, then that's more than likely going to be the issue on why that error code was coming up. So I got it turned around. I'm just getting set up now to get the back panels off, the back covers for the motors. From what I've been told, this unit is, you see, this unit is located at a Little League baseball field. So I've been told that they had this unit for 3 years and no one has been there to service it ever since they had it. So um, it's definitely due for some maintenance right now. The person that was in charge of this, since she's been in charge, she has not seen it be serviced or anything. So when they started having issues, she decided to go ahead and call it in. And this unit does look like it has a problem on that left hand side hopper motor, drive motor. It does look like it has an issue there with the pins, but I'm just going to get this last side off and then we'll take the motors off and then I'll be able to show you the pins, how the motors look and stuff. I might as well, I'm going to do, from what I'm looking at now, I'm probably going to have to replace the PM kit on this, which is all of the seals and everything. So I'm going to take both motors out so I can look at both of those drive shafts, because I rather get it all done in one shot than to get a call back later on. So we'll make sure it's all done today. Yeah, I already noticed that the seal that they said that the hopper they were having a leak on the right hand hopper. I already seen that that seal was not in place. So it had came out, so it definitely would cause a leak. So I can't see. I'm gonna see if I can give you a look at it. I'm gonna try to get the camera in there so you could kind of see what I'm talking about. It's Right here, I'm showing you gonna try to show you the two pins. You can see those two pins down below. Um, Trying to get a good angle, better angle so you could see it. But those two pins right there, that's how those pins should look. They're like side by side. Those are the sensor pins. And if one of those pins breaks, then the sensors aren't gonna sense properly because they're not seeing both of the pins, just recognizing that one pin. So this side here, it only has one pin. The drive motor pin broke off. So that's why the error code is coming up, because the sensor's not detecting that second pin. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Let me put this back, and then I'm gonna see if I could set this up so you could kind of look as I'm going. Okay, now I'm just gonna kind of talk you through what I got going on, because it's kind of hard for me to hold the phone, hold the camera, and do the work at the same time. It's a little tough, so just bear with me for a minute, and then I'll see if I can work out another way to get it a little closer. This is another idea that I came to me is, with this being springtime and going into summer, this is a nice opportunity to get customers like this, like Little League, baseball fields, and parks and recreation. Because if you Google, like, for your area, in your town or area, if you just Googled like Little League baseball fields in your town, you would probably come up with a few uh, good numbers of Little League fields in your area. And if you think about it, all of these fields have these type of uh, shacks that have refreshments in them for the kids. And the kids, they love slushies, they love Slurpee and everything. Um, so if you look up something like that, you definitely would find some possibilities of being able to establish a relationship with some of these locations like this, because all of them have these Ultra 2s because of the kids. And they're not getting serviced enough. They're not getting PMs. They're not getting serviced until something breaks down. But there's no telling, like, how much work you could pick up just by, like, looking up these places. And but see here, this is that motor, and that pin is broken off in that inside that shaft. So I'm gonna have to use a pin removal tool that Bunn makes, and I'll get you that part number at some point. But I just want to show you these motor and the drive shaft pin. This is the drive shaft pin right here. The drive shaft is in good shape, so it's just a little dirty. I'm going to clean that up a little, and that one should be good to go on that side. But I will have to replace that drive shaft motor pin with a special tool. I'm gonna be going like in and out, just because they have a sink just on the other side of this shed here, and I can I'm gonna go back and forth just because I'm letting some stuff soak so I could clean it up. But right now, I just want to take off this second motor, this left side motor, and see how that pin looks in that motor shaft and the pin in the drive shaft. And then from there, I'll go ahead and replace the seals and stuff like that. That way, all of the seals will be replaced, and if I have to come back on a service call or a PM or something like that, I already know that this unit had all of the seals replaced and everything. So it's better to just do it that way because the PM kit comes um, with all of the seals. So you might as well just go ahead and replace all of the seals. Yeah, like if you looked at that video that I did on applying with Bunn Serve, you should take a look at that again, and definitely take that opportunity to go ahead and apply with them, and get your name registered on there as a service provider with Bunserve, because they're always getting calls for these machines like this, like Ultra 2s and stuff like that. All the coffee brewers they have out there, they're always getting calls that they do not have enough techs to cover right now. And it's spread out. It's in, nationwide. So, they definitely will get calls to you in your area. Um, I know a lot of you live in we all live in different places, different sections of the country or whatever. Let me just show you this. This is that other pin that's the other drive shaft. And this one looks good. So that pin's not broken. And if you can shake these drive shafts and they wiggle a little bit, then if they feel a little loose, like some separation in there, then I would go ahead and change it. But this one is solid. But like I was saying, like with that bun serve video, by all means, go ahead and check it out again, and take that opportunity to go ahead and apply, because and put your name in the pool of technicians. I know a lot of you get discouraged if you don't get a call right away, but trust me, when they do come in, they're going to come in for you. So it's better to just already have your name in the pool of technicians. So yeah, don't mind me like going back and forth, because I'm just running back and forth just to put stuff in the sink that's back there that I just want to let it soak while I'm working up here, and then that way it'll clean up a lot better. Yeah, I'm just cleaning up too on this counter because they had a lot of leakage of the wild cherry flavor that they had in there. It was leaking, and it leaked all over that counter and really stained that counter pretty bad. But it's still leaking out a little because they somebody drilled a hole in the drain in the drip tray, and it's leaking out through there because they hooked a little tube up to it so it would drain into the floor drain. But I had to pull that tube off so I could move this unit around. Right now, I'm pulling out these bushings and the seals. So let me show you that. This is the bushing and the seal, just so you can see those pull right out. Just use like a hook pick or something and it'll come right out. And I'm gonna get this other side. I'm gonna get the bushing and seal out of there. And there's the bushing, the blue bushing, and the seal. And let me see it. Let me show you this because this one looks like it's got some damage. You can kind of see the where it's split. So it had damage. So it was leaking by and leaking through that the cylinder, and then down through the unit itself onto the counter. And then they had a leak also from the front nozzle seals. So I'm gonna be replacing all of those nozzle seals also. I'm gonna I'm gonna step off for a minute right now, just to get uh, my tool to remove this, change out that pin. So give me a second. Okay, now this is the tool. Um, this is the tool that removes that pin to replace the broken pin on the motor shafts. Trying to get it lined up so you could see. I have the new pin in place and it's lined up to now. I have to use my wrench, my socket wrench, to turn that screw on the bottom. And then as I turn it, it's the new pin's gonna push out that old pin. And then once I get it started, I'm gonna turn that whole piece around on the motor so that the new pin is facing down instead of facing up. But right now I'm just trying to get it lined up and get it started. I think I got a better position for the camera so you could kind of see a little closer. So give me a second. Just trying to get a good position so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so here's the motor, and I'm gonna try and put a little light so you can see. Then I'm gonna try to get that started up so it gets a little tight enough to where I can turn turn that motor with that piece, turn it upside down. That piece right here, that slides right in between the lip of the shaft. It just kind of keeps the old pin and the new pin to stay in line. So right now I'm turning it. I just turned it over so that I have better leverage to turn that screw down, and then it'll as I turn, it's gonna push out the old pin. Takes a few turns, but eventually it gives you some resistance, and then you can kind of lift up and pull it off. Now I'm just pulling out the piece, the little guide piece. Now I'm just loosening it up to see how far I got to go through. So now I just have a little more to go through, and then that old pin up will be out. It's just about out. So give me a moment. Okay, now that pin came out. That's it right here. And now I'm going to go ahead and finish replacing the PM kit. I'm just going to remove this tool. That's the tool. This is what it looks like. I don't have the part number offhand right now, but if you would like to find out the part number for that so you can look it up, it's called a pin drive shaft pin removal tool. And just leave me a message in comments or something if you'd like to get that part number for that, and I'll get it to you. Yeah, these south wire tool, I just it's a 6-in-1 socket set made by Southwire, and it pulls apart like this, and it's 6-in-1, so it's got all of the different size sockets, and they all interconnect with each other. And see, like this one is like my 1/4 inch, and they all connect in together. Then it all assembles together and into the handle. It's pretty nice. I like it, and it's got a deep hole on it, so you can use it for a few different things in this field, even especially like on Slurpee machines and stuff like that. It really works out good for me because I'm always losing my socket sets or parts of the socket set that I needed. Just give me a moment. I'm getting set up so we can replace these seals and stuff. Trying to clean up this water that came out of that tube from their drain pan. I mean, it was a smart idea for them to do that since they're kind of like in and out of this building. So they have a tube. Like if that thing is leaking, it should go down that drain for them at least. But the tube is a little small, so they had a couple of different leaks coming out anyway. So I think this is a better view, so you can kind of see. Let me turn it so you can see. I think this will be a better view. Now I'm gonna install the drive shafts, and then I'm gonna reinstall the motors. And right here, I'm just showing you those little boards on the right side. See those? Those are the sensor boards. They're they're like an inch wide, and that sense those boards sense the pins as they move, and when they when they detect the speed of the pins slowing down, then that tells the machine that the product is ready, that the product is ready to dispense. So it's a pretty important part um, for these units, because it if it's not seeing the pins, then it's not going to allow the solenoid valves, the refrigeration solenoid valves, to function on that side. So then that's usually when you'll get like a not one side not freezing or both sides not freezing, stuff like that. Or like in this case, when I came in, it was given a sensor error right off of the bat, so I kind of knew already. But you know, we got it all set now. I'm just cleaning up the this shaft. Give me a second. Yeah, so this is all set. I'm gonna go ahead and put that shaft in. Yeah, just to let you know, the lady that operates this section for the food and beverage section for the Little League here, she might drop in before I get done, just to see how things are coming along. So I might have to pause just to talk with her for a moment to let her know what I found and what I repaired. But just to let you know, if I have to pause it, or I'll you'll already know why I did. So right now I'm just getting the motors back on. It's four screws that hold those motors in. And with this, you just you just want to follow everything in reverse from the way you took everything off. Just take your time and then go back and in reverse and put everything put everything back in place. And don't worry about messing anything up or rushing. Just take your time on these jobs and do your best to get them done. And as you go, you're picking up the knowledge on the repair of this equipment. So don't limit yourselves because of not being familiar with it and stuff. It's understandable. There's a lot of new techs out there now that are new to all of this stuff, and day by day they have to go through the mistakes. They have to go through the errors and the problems that come with it. And as they go, that's how you grow. I mean, that's how you learn. So just take your time and don't don't um don't make things too difficult on yourself. Just keep it going. Yeah, so this is how you learn, by doing and getting out there and facing it. I mean, if you're on a job and you're not sure on something, it's better for you to go ahead and call someone for help. You can always reach out to tech support and reach out for help. There's no shame in saying that you don't. you're not sure on something, as opposed to trying to guess and then make a mistake, and then you feel even worse. So um, try to make it as easy on yourself as possible. Right now, I'm just putting the left side motor on. Yeah, so this should do it once I get this motor in place and get the motor covers on. Then we can go ahead and install our seals. I'm just getting these last four screws in for this motor here. Sometimes the bracket tends to not line up well with the inner bracket, so I'm just lining everything up and making sure I'm getting them on. This is why it's a little easier to have something that's holding the camera for me right now, because as you see, I got to use both hands, and it's hard to do when you're holding the camera with one hand and trying to work with the other. So I'm just trying to make it a little more easy, because I want you to be able to see this stuff, see where the screws are going that are holding the motor and stuff like that. I'm trying to give you some good content that you can go on if you're ever out on one of these jobs and stuff like that, because it helps when you can see what we're actually talking about. And so that's why I'm glad I'm able to get this camera positioned where you can kind of see what I'm doing as I'm going along. Just got to maneuver a little bit here, get this last screw in. Give me a second. Seeing this, having it in this section right here is good too, because I got some good room, but I'm kind of just guiding you along as I'm going in this video, because I was trying to record this with uh, live on the location here, but there's a lot of background noise, so I'm just kind of overdubbing so I can guide you through where it sounds pretty clear. So I hope you can make out everything that I'm describing as I'm going along in the video. It's usually better. I mean, I know for myself, I don't like to have a lot of the background noise, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. But in most cases, I'm going to try to see if I can do the videos with a little less background noise, so you can kind of hear everything that I'm going through. I'm just about ready to turn this around and go ahead and replace this kit and put I gotta put the covers back on first, and put these motor covers back on, make sure all my wires are connected back on. Like I said, just going back through everything in reverse. That one of the common things that goes on these is these sockets up top, these lamp sockets for the top merchandiser cover. Some people rip them out, and then that piece from the top cover ends up breaking off into inside of the socket. So then you have to replace the upper lamp, the merchandiser lamp, and the socket also. So that's something that's pretty common with mainly in the Popeyes locations. I found that this one here, they both are in good shape. Yes, I mean it would be a lot less of that if the um, if the customers stuck to the 6 month maintenance, because they'd be able to pick up stuff like that, like every time they go through it, and then we'd have less of those issues. But like I said, a lot of them, they don't stick to the 6 month thing, and a lot of times there's a setting on this machine that will let them know when it should be serviced or PM'd, but they don't follow it. And give me a second. Right now, I'm going to get that air filter. I cleaned it up and just want to put that back on before I turn this unit around. That's the filter. Snaps right back in. Now we can turn this around and start getting it set up. This right here is that drain tube that they put together. So they attach it to the drip tray, and then anything that drips into the drip tray will go down that tube into their floor drain. So that was a good idea. I mean, it's definitely possible for them to do that. I mean, it has a port where they can drill a hole, and then that tube connects to that drip tray. Give me a second. Let me just clean up a little more under there. It's still a little wet. Yeah, this wild cherry really stained this counter, so I'm just trying to make sure this counter is cleaned up as best I can get it. And that's all you can do. Yeah, I had a gentleman call today. He gave me a call, and he and I had a pretty interesting conversation today. Um he went through the website, and he was interested in some of the courses that we have available, and he was just calling to kind of tell me his story, and it was pretty interesting. He's in the process of changing careers, and he's interested in getting into the service field. So I wish him all the best, and you know, he is going to take advantage of some of those opportunities that he's seen on the site and through our through my videos. So I wish him all the best, and I definitely plan to stay in touch to see how he's doing. And if he does go into this industry, we'll always be there to communicate and see if we can help him in any way. I'm glad he called, because it's good to see that uh, there's some of these videos and the website and everything is useful to you all out there. I mean, it's all about each one teach one. So, this is the mentality we have to have in this world, is to be able to reach out and help out our fellow man. Give me a second. I'm just gonna get some things together and get this kit set up, and then we'll get these seals on. This is the PM kit right here. That's the part number of the PM kit that we're about to put in. Just give me a second. Let me get it opened up, and we'll see how this thing freezes down. So far, I had to replace a broken drive motor pin, and I replaced a PM kit. So those are the two things that we've done so far. I hope this will be a good video for you all, and I hope it's going to be useful. So, definitely let me know in comments your thoughts and stuff like that, and anything else I could touch on. Just let me know. Okay, right now I'm going to put the blue bushing in. Some of you probably seen this before on some of the other videos I have, but I'm just going through them again for those who may not have caught it. Got both blue bushings in, and within this kit they have this Krytox lube. It has a little hollow tube that has some lubrication and oil in there that you can put on the shaft so that the seals go on easier and last a little longer also. So you can just dig your finger in and then just put a little on around the shaft, not a whole lot, and then a little on the seals, right on the inside of the seal there. Then just slide it partially onto the seal, onto the shaft. I mean, get the other one for the right side. And slide that one partially on, and then this here is the tool for the seals to push your seal on, because you want to try to get this seal. You want it to push in flush on the cylinder, get it flush, and that seal has little notches that line up with the notches with the slots on the seal, and you just want to make sure that it gets in flush so it's not letting any liquid through there. And these are the hopper seals. Those go on like that. I'm not going to put those on fully right now. I'm going to hold off because I want to start it up and see it freeze down without those seals in the way. I'll put those seals on once I start getting the hoppers together. Just taking a look, the unit looks a little slanted, so looks like one leg is too high, so I'm just gonna, you can lift it up and then just turn the bottom of the leg so that it's even. Yeah, they just had one leg was up a little high on there, but it's good now. The only other seals we got left are the rear seals, and those will go on to the hopper after I see this freeze down. So right now I'm gonna go through the menu, make sure all of the error codes are cleared out, and also go through the service menu to make sure that it is aware of the maintenance has been complete. Right now, it's showing cleaning, so I'm pressing yes, and right now it's just walking through the whole cleaning process. But we've already done all of that, so I'm just going through all of those steps right now so that it knows that the cleaning has been done, and then I'm going to go in and make sure that it knows that the maintenance has been done and the repair is complete. So just give me a few seconds. I'm just going to scroll through this menu because you can't really see it that good right now. But I'm just going, that's what I'm going through. I'm just going to clear everything out. Now it's resetting. And after it resets, then I'm going to go through and clear out the maintenance due on there. So right now it just came up maintenance due. So now I just got to press and hold that center button. And then and right now that cleaning guide came up. So press no because we already went through that. Right now it asks me if I want to set the thickness, and they have their thickness at 10. I usually have these at 8, but since they have it at 10, I'm going to leave it at 10 because that's apparently where um, they like it to be best. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead and scroll through so that it's aware that the maintenance has been completed. Right now, it says PM complete, and I press yes. And they do have their 6 month PM. They do have that on. So in 6 months, that machine's going to let them know that it's time for a maintenance call. And then that's when they will give me a call. And that's what I'm talking about with the PM contracts and stuff like that. You know, if you get out there, you get with Bunserve or you pick up some of these on your own independently. Um, the machine actually lets the customer know that it's time for a maintenance. So, like every 6 months, these customers will be calling, which is a good thing. I mean, that's gonna make consistent business for you. Okay, right now I have the unit in ice mode, so it's going to take it a few moments to for the compressor to kick on, and I have it in the test mode so that I can see the what is called the torque temp setting, and all the torque temp has to do with is that rear board that I showed you earlier, that green board that was on the right that senses the pins. That green board is what's telling the machine what the torque measurements are. So the compressor just turned on, and I know you can't really see it that good, but the torque temp is at 0 right now on both sides. So that's a good thing. And the temperature is going down. So now you'll start seeing these cylinders freezing up. You'll start seeing these cylinders get frost on them. So just give it a moment and we'll let it freeze down. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take a little time to get these hoppers ready because I still got to change the seals on the hoppers, and then we should be good to go. Gonna be ready to button this up in a few minutes. I just want to make sure these cylinders are freezing down. They're they're starting right now. They're starting to freeze down, so we should be in good shape. Yeah, you could see that left side cylinder is starting to get some frost on it, and the right side is too up top and around the edges. So it's looking pretty good right now. Let's just give it a few moments. I'm going to get these hoppers set up. Let me get this back in place, and then I'll get these hoppers set up. Just going to be replacing the front nozzle seals on these hoppers because they did have one hopper that was leaking by, and I'm gonna get that changed out. You can see those cylinders are freezing down pretty good. Now I'm just gonna pop off this handle off of the nozzle. It's black plastic handle. It just pops right off. Just use your screwdriver and pop one of those edges off, and comes right off of there. And now the nozzle pulls right up, and that's the seal. That's the nozzle seal right there. And you just pull that out, and that spring on the top that just helps it to spring back. Once someone pulls on the handle, it'll spring back in place, and that seal will cover the opening in the hopper. Just kind of push that in, get it set, and then line it up on that in the slot, and then it'll slide up and down. Then just test it and see. Right now I feel it a little, still a little stickiness, so I'm going to pull it back out, and I'm going to clean the inner slots of that hopper. I'm just going to wipe those down just to make sure that there's nothing still sticking on there, because it gets so much syrup and everything on that front nozzle piece that sometimes you can't get it all. But you want to just take a rag and just go through that slot that the nozzle slides into. There we go. So now gonna go ahead and hold that seal as you get it, as you guide it down into the slots, and then just press it up and down a couple of times. Make sure that it's going back in place. And now I'm putting back on the handle, and that handle, it just lines right up. Then I test it with the handle to make sure that that seal is covering the hole. And this is the rear gasket that I was talking about. That's the rear gasket, and it goes right around that outer hole right there. And I usually put this on before I put the hoppers on. I put it on the hopper first. Some technicians put that gasket onto the cylinder, and then they try to push the hopper into it. but it's easier to put your gasket on that hopper first, and then when you're ready, you can just slide it right on, and it's already got the gasket on there. So it's freezing down pretty good now. So that's a good sign, and we should be good to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and put on the hopper seals, the auger seals, I mean, and I'm gonna turn off the ice mode. Gonna turn them both off right now so that some of that ice can melt down. And I'm just gonna take a picture with my phone of the unit, showing that the temp and the torque settings readings are at zero, and that the cylinders are frozen. They are freezing down. So that's just something that I do. I take pictures of everything I do, or I'll video tape it. I'll video record it. So right now I'm putting on the auger blades, and those line up right in place. Give me 1 second. Okay, now I'm just getting that right side auger blade on. Then I'm gonna get the right side hopper nozzle seal replaced also. Pop off that handle like we did with the last one. Yeah, this is the side that had the leak coming from the nozzle also, so want to make sure we put a new seal on there. The spring, it looks good, so we should be all set with that. I'm just going to clean it up a little on the front, those front slots again. Then you want to hold that seal with your fingers and then get it down through the slots and press down on it just to give it a test. Now we'll put the handle back on, then test it. Make sure when you press that handle that it's resealing. Just give me a moment. I'm just getting some things organized here. And we gotta put that gasket on the hopper now, the rear gasket, like we did with the left side hopper. Blue raspberry. This one is the wild cherry flavor. Getting that in place. And when you push that in, that locks down. There's a little plunger on the bottom left corner that holds that in when you push it. Now I'm just getting the top merchandisers lamps on. Yeah, so I hope this video is useful. This unit is all set. I'm gonna leave the hoppers empty for right now, just because they're not gonna start using it until this weekend. But they're good to go. I hope this video was useful, and I thank you all for watching. Stay well and be blessed. Thank you.